Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing tonight? Episode number 378, Drink Until You podcast, the only podcast that lasts until the last drop. How the hell is your Sunday going? How the hell was your week? Hope everybody's okay. I hope you're safe out there. What a gorgeous day today, like a picture-perfect day to do all the Easter festivities. Last night, I was a little worried last night. It stormed so bad it knocked the power out. I was thinking it was going to ruin today, but woke up. It was a great day. My daughter had a blast, which is, that's all you could hope for. Just been active all freaking day, man. Going at it, doing all the Easter stuff. So it's been a lot of fun. I've saved my drinking until a late night. You don't ever want to get drunk on Easter and embarrass yourself in front of your family, right? Or just get too drunk you can't finish the festivities. That's not fun. So I've saved all my drinking. I've had a couple of White Claw black cherries. I'm working on my third one here. I've already cracked it open. So that's what we're drinking tonight. If you got them, drink them. Bottoms up. Cheers, everybody. We're going to do some drink recommendations. I'm a little sad I missed them last week. Obviously, going to talk some NHL playoffs. Have a few, maybe two sleeper picks in there. NBA playoffs, I'm not even paying attention to. No UFC this weekend. Their big event was last weekend. No NASCAR, which feels very awkward. I should be looking at the standings right now, but I'm not. I guess they take this weekend off. Is that normal, or is it just how it happened to land? I don't know. I'm new to the NASCAR thing. First, we're going to talk about, dude, I loved this episode. I talked about this last week. Jubilee, which is more of like a political, it seems like, platform. They do a lot of political debates on there. But this one, and I've watched a couple of those, they were okay. It's just people getting mad at each other, over and over again. This one with Skip Bayless versus 25 NBA/NFL superfans. Dude, this needs to be Jubilee's new format. Like, I couldn't stop watching. I actually want another episode of this. It was so good, man. And, and I've seen Skip Bayless in passing. Like I'll, see something on TV and I'll watch it for a second, but it's usually not very long. So I don't really have a good feel for like who he is or whatever. But dude, I just have so much more respect for him after watching this. Not to say I didn't have respect for him before. Like, obviously he's had his career. He's done his thing. He's made a name for himself. I know who he is. But this just, I don't know, in a way, like, humanized him to me. And he did great, dude. Like, he had his notes, he had his talking points, he was prepared. Some of the things were like, Michael Jordan versus LeBron James, who's the GOAT? Or Tom Brady versus Patrick Mahomes, who was better? And, all this and that. And it was, dude, I couldn't stop watching. Like I said, I want another episode. If Jubilee could stick to that, I would watch it a lot more. Because front to back, I want to rewatch it, and I'm probably going to. It was that good. So if you're a sports fan, highly recommended to go watch that, dude. It was such a great episode. It was, and I do kind of like the voting out of the person debating Skip Bayless. I like that aspect of it, because if your point gets stale or Skip is basically just like taking over the conversation, other people have more things to say or more facts to bring, and they can just kind of get you out of there. Or if they see you suffering, you have nothing to say back to them. They can get you out of there, get somebody new in there with more facts and stuff. And not only was Skip Bayless great, but the super fans, dude. Like I said, Skip had his notes. He had his talking points and, what he was going to throw back. These super fans, they didn't have that. They didn't have any of that. They were just off the top of their head. And dude, they could come up with, like, I'm a huge sports fan, as you guys know, but these people were just on a different level, man. They could come up with the date and the yardage and the, like, what down it was from, like, years ago. It was so, like, I was more impressed with the people debating him. They fucking crushed it. Like, it made me want to be a fan more of more football teams. It really did, and I've never felt that way before. As you guys know, I'm a diehard Cowboys fan. Say whatever you'd like. I don't really care. I'm a diehard Cowboys fan. I don't root for any other teams. I won't ever root for any other teams. I like players on teams and stuff, but, I don't really play the fantasy football, so, I'm not rooting that hard for them. But, I want to see people have good careers and do incredible things. But this, for the first time ever in my life, as far as the NFL is concerned, it made me actually kind of think about, what if I was a fan of multiple NFL teams? Like, the way the passion these fans had for their team was just beautiful. It was a great thing to see. And like I said, all of these things they have stored in their head. All of these things they probably tell their spouse that annoys the shit out of them. You know what I mean? Like, their spouse doesn't care. They're like, yeah, whatever. I don't really watch football. But they got to get it out. They got to air it all out on this episode. And it was great, dude. I just can't believe some of the facts that some of these people just have in their head, just rolling around from day to day. The knowledge that they can store. They didn't have any notes in front of them, but they made compelling arguments with a man who's done this for who knows how long, who had notes in front of them, but their arguments were still just top tier, man. It's a great watch. I highly recommend it. Skip Bayless crushed it. I like him a lot more than I ever have before. The dude dressed and, he had all the face paint on, the Philadelphia Eagles fan. If you've watched it already, he was one of my favorite characters on this episode. It was great, dude. It was awesome. Reading through some of the comments now, wanted to say, I read a couple, but I wanted to save some for the episode, because I'm sure there's some good ones in here that some people might agree with. One of them says, give whoever came up with this idea a raise. Agreed, 100%. Charles Barkley versus 25 women from San Antonio. I don't really understand that reference. Maybe somebody can tell me what that's about. I like this one. Nico Harris versus 20 Mavs fans. That would be great, dude. Now you have to do Stephen A. Smith versus 25 Cowboys fans. That would be hilarious. These are the kinds of low-stakes conversations that are appropriate for this format. Agreed 100%. Like, I think they just found their new thing. Like I said, Jubilee's done the political thing, and it's okay. Like, I've watched some episodes, and, I haven't disliked them, but it's just like, I don't know, man. It just feels, a lot of it feels unresolved, I guess, in a way. Because everybody's just stating their opinion. I mean, I guess the Skip Bayless one's still unresolved. Skip still has his opinions, and these super fans still have theirs. Nobody's mind was changed. Just different points of views offered. This format works so much better when people are arguing about something they love rather than something they feel is life or death. I'd agree with that. Why is this version genuinely better than the political debates? Laughing my ass off, I agree. When Skip says I was there when they talk about Jordan's game is a flex, agreed. He did say that a few times in there. I think Skip has found his new thing. Argue against fans. This is the best version of Skip I have seen. Right? I mean, I've seen Skip Bayless on TV. It just never, got me like this did. I, want to watch him more now. but I kind of only want to watch them in this format. Considering the landscape of sports talk media, this is a brilliant move by Skip. This format really humanizes Skip. Bro, the second guy vouching for Kobe over Magic, has insane argumentative skills. You'll have to watch to get more in depth on that. Second guy went crazy, felt like that one friend who's the absolute best to talk ball with, elite ball knowledge. And dude, like I said, none of these people had notes. It was just all stored up in their brain. It was absolutely insane. This is how Jubilee 20v1 should be. Next video, 1 game critic / designer versus 20 gamers. That might be interesting. I still don't think quite as good as this one was. I do love gaming, but the sports thing was just, I don't know, dude. I don't even know how to describe it. It was great. Second guy is absolutely spot on. I'm so glad Skip agreed to this. Never, ever thought I would see a Jubilee video with him in it, but I'm so here for it. Like this one. We need Gordon Ramsay versus 20 grandmothers / nanas / abuelas debating proper cooking techniques. Dude, absolutely. Like, they just opened the door on this channel for what they can do now. The sports thing was a start, but the cooking thing is such a great idea. Shout out to Mountain Sky 4279. That's an amazing idea, dude. And I would eat that up, figuratively. That would be epic. You know, just like there's certain, when it comes to cooking, there's like tradition that you do it this way. I remember cooking in the kitchen with my great grandmother. You just do it this way. And of course, being a kid, I would always ask why this, why that, why this, why that. And it was just because that's how you do it. You know what I mean? Like, there's no further explanation needed. There might be like a culinary expert way to do it, but this is the way you do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just tradition. It makes it better somehow, some way. I really enjoyed seeing Skip like this. He's not up against professionals that do this for a living, and he's much more calm and respectable. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. The Asian guy defending Kobe came ready to go. Yes, he did. We need Skip versus players that he criticized. Oh, my God. Dude. Yeah, this opened the door, man. This was such a great episode. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. If you get a chance and you are a sports fan, please do yourself a favor and go watch it. It was amazing. Excuse me. That's all I'll say about it. We'll move on to the next segment. If you got them, drink them, bottoms up. Cheers, everybody. Dude, now I'm not going to stop thinking about the cooking one. That one's going to be on my mind. Gordon Ramsay would be perfect for that, too. He's such like a big personality. Moving on. Next, we're going to do a little drink recommendations. This is from, what is it called? punchdrink.com. We'll see how many recipes they give me before they try to make me sign up. This one's called the Mezcaletti. Here's what you're going to need. 1 ounce mezcal, 1 ounce Amaro Maletti, that sounds fancy. 2 dashes orange bitters. Build in a rocks glass over a large cube. Gently stir 10 to 15 times. Garnish with the lemon twist. There's your first one, dude. I gotta run to the bathroom. Give me 1 second. All right, and we're back. The White Claw's really running through me. Where do we stop? 1 drink. That's the only drink they had to recommend? Come on, man. All right, well, that's all for punchdrink.com. Wait, is it? Yeah, that's all they had. Moving on. Dago Bar Academy. All right, let's take a look. I never know if I should accept all the all the cookies are not. I have to give my age on this. Jesus Christ, man. I just want some recommendations. I'm good to go. Trust me. I'm definitely good on the age. This is their whole history here. Don't care. No offense. Dago Bar Academy. Where's your cocktails? All right, we're giving up on this one. This is going to be a long-winded drink recommendations here. 2025 drink trends. Okay, Better Homes and Garden. Let's see what you got for me. Nostalgic cocktails. What is Pink Squirrels? Okay, let's click on this one. Never heard of this one before. This retro 3-ingredient pink squirrel cocktail doubles as a drink and a dessert. All right, let's look into it. 5 minutes to make, yields 1 drink. Sometimes that's all you need. Where's the recipe? Ingredients, you're going to need ice cubes, 2 fluid ounces heavy cream or half and half, 1 fluid ounce creme de noyau, such as Tempus Fugit. Jesus Christ. What did I get myself into? 1 fluid ounce creme de cacao, grated fresh nutmeg. Damn, this is fancy as hell. And or chocolate shavings, optional. Here's how the hell you make it. In a cocktail shaker, half filled with ice, combine cream de noyau, and white de, there's the ad, white de cacao. Cover and shake until very cold. Strain into a coupe or cocktail glass. If desired, top with grated fresh nutmeg / chocolate shavings. There's this pink squirrel cocktail. Never heard of that one before. That's cool to get a new one in. What else? Bourbon slushes. Okay, I'm so down with this. It sounds like refreshing and delicious. 20 minutes prep time. Total time 8 hours, 20 minutes. So you're going to have to freeze something. Serves 18. Okay, this is for you and your friends, obviously. How many steps are in this freaking thing? Let's see. This bourbon slush recipe is a retro party favorite. It's crazy. I've never heard of it. Here are a few tips from our test kitchen. Nah, we don't want to go there. Allow your tea to steep. What tea? You just jumped right in there. What tea are you talking about? Allow your tea to steep for at least 5 minutes for the most flavor. If you want more intense tea taste, steep the tea bags. You didn't even tell me what the hell was in there. Did we miss something? Jump to nutrition facts. I don't know. You just kind of hit me over the head with it. I don't. There's no build up to it. The frozen drink combines. Okay, here we go. The frozen drink combines black tea, orange juice, lemonade, and bourbon for a refreshing sipper that's perfect for parties. We'll walk you through how to make a bourbon slush. Dude, that does sound really good. Okay. This makes more sense now. Allow your tea to steep for at least 5 minutes for the most flavor. If you want more intense tea taste, steep the tea bags for a few minutes longer. Choose a freezer-safe storage container with a lid and label it with the date you made the bourbon slush. For the best texture, freeze the slush mixture for at least 8 hours before scooping. Let the container stand at room temperature before scooping so it's a bit easier to get out. Garnish the glass with maraschino cherries or orange wedges. They help. Where's the liquor? I mean, I know it's bourbon. It's just all that's. They didn't give you any measurements. Okay, well, yeah, good luck on that one, I guess. I don't know. Sorry, guys. Thanks, betterhomesandgardens.com. No measurements, just fucking figure it out. You do the work. As always, don't drink and drive. Treat yourself to an Uber. Treat yourself to a Lyft. Treat yourself to a Waymo. Treat yourself to a DoorDash. Treat yourself to an Uber Eats. If you got them, drink them. Bottoms up. Cheers, everybody. Okay, moving on. Let's go ahead and get into some NHL. First off, well, you know what? Let's go ahead and make our picks here, because there's been some games already played, but I want to make my picks just in case. In the Blues-Jets series, you might not believe this, I'm going with the Blues. I think Monty's going to figure him out. I think the Blues came in hot. They did lose game 1, 5-3, which was a close one. But, dude, that one's getting heated already. It's like the last minute of the game took like 15 minutes. It was like after every pause, there was pretty much a scuffle after every break. You know, every time the goalie froze the puck. Stars Avalanche. I hate to do this, man, and I hope I'm wrong. I'm picking the Avalanche to move on. Devils Hurricanes. I'm picking the Hurricanes in that one. Senators Maple Leafs. I'm going ahead with the Maple Leafs in that one. Vegas versus the Wild. Give me Vegas. Capitals versus the Canadiens. Give me the Capitals. Kings versus the Oilers. This might be shocking. Give me the Kings. Panthers versus the Lightning. Dude, I don't know. That one's kind of hard. I'm going to go with the upset. I'm going to say give me the Lightning. Give me Tampa Bay. I think that's everybody. So, yeah, first off with the Dallas Stars, dude, just not looking good. And I knew this was coming, what I'm about to say. But everybody's calling for Pete DeBoer's head. He shouldn't be the coach anymore and all this and that. But I got to say, how many times are we going to do this with blaming the coach? It's always the coach. We've had, 8, 9 different coaches since we've won the Stanley Cup in the Jamie Benn era. Maybe not in his era. We've had a couple. What was his name? Gus Lifston? I can't even remember his name. We had Monty at one point. We had Rick Bowness at one point. We have Dave Tippett again. Back again at one point. We had Ken Hitchcock back again at one point. Lindy Ruff. Dude, it's just always the coaches. And it's like the players just look like they've completely just stopped playing. Like, are they just trying to get the coach fired over and over again? I don't blame the coaches anymore. After we've had so many... And by the way, all you people calling for Rick Bowness's head... He did, get fired from the team or whatever. He went to Winnipeg, and they had a great season in Rick Bowness's last coaching season. They didn't win it all, of course, but he still had a great season. But it's always the next up guy, the next up coach. He's like the new way of coaching. He's got the in on coaching, and he's got the new way to do it. And it's bullshit, dude. It's the players. And you know who I'm going to point to first. And I hope, I didn't say this last week, I hope he proves me wrong. I hope I have to come on this podcast in a couple of weeks from now and be like, I'm so sorry, Tyler Seguin. I will completely eat my words, put my foot in my mouth. I was wrong about you. I would love to come on here and say that, but it's not going to happen. Everybody's all pumped. Like, Tyler Seguin's back. And it's not a one-man show. I get that. It's the team falling apart. But everybody's so excited. And even people from, outside the organization that watch other teams or follow other teams closer than the Dallas Stars, they're like, oh, Dallas is just doing the same thing Vegas did. And they're saving one of their top players for, the playoff time, and they're pretending he's injured and all this. And it's like, no, you don't understand, dude. Tyler Seguin is not that guy. He's not going to make a difference, bro. He's not going to do anything spectacular. He's not a game breaker. He's not any of that stuff, man. It's just not going to happen. Not going to happen. And it's like, I don't know what DeBoer's strategy is, but apparently it has nothing to do with defense. You know, they say defense wins championships for a reason. And it's like, we're just focused on trying to put the puck in the net. That's it. You can't just play one way to win the whole thing. And I'm not saying it's all DeBoer's fault. But it's these players, dude. They've been like a fucking cancer over the years. And I've liked, in the past 2 seasons, I've liked Jamie Benn more than I ever have before, because he was a part of my complaint there for a good long time too. But he's stepped it up, man. He's played a lot better. But even I mean, what is he playing on the third line? Like, that's our captain, bro? Like, I don't know, dude. There's just something weird about these guys. It's like they want the maybe he rubbed them the wrong way, but it's like, and they're playing like shit to get him fired. Is that how it works? Is that really what we're doing? Like, I would rather, like, play for the cup, man. Like, it just doesn't even look like a cohesive team anymore. And like, halfway through the season, you can go back and listen to my episodes, dude. I was pumped about this team. I was flying high, dude. Like, we were winning games. And we weren't just winning games. We were tilting the ice against the other team. Like, they couldn't do shit. We had them locked in their zone. I mean, they just couldn't come up with anything. And I was so high on this team. And these past 8 games now, and I'm not saying we shouldn't lose 1 or 2, but 8 in a row going into the playoffs, are these dudes even trying? I don't get it. And not to take anything away from Colorado, I'm not saying they're not forcing us to make some errors. Of course they are. They're playing pretty well, you know, but we cannot put together a complete game. I will say the second period, the first 10 minutes of game 1, that was our style. We had something going. And, like, that's what we need to continue to do. But we couldn't. We can't put together 60 minutes, and I don't get it. I don't know what it is. Like I said, as much as it pains me to say, and I never do this, I always pick my stars to win every series, no matter what. This one, I can't do it. I'm picking Colorado, man. It's too much. I don't know what's happened. But at some point, we can blame coaches all we want. And I will say, one coach I definitely want to blame, whoever's in charge of the fucking power play, get rid of his ass. Because there's no, like, concept to it. There's no, like, what is the plan, coach? Who's doing that? Is that DeBoer? I don't think so. We have a power play coach, don't we? Someone who specifically, like, does the special teams. Like, there is just no strategy to it at all. It's like, sure, we look cool dropping the puck back. We're back to that whole thing. Back when we had Klingberg and stuff, it's like that's all we ever did was the drop pass to have the guy come firing through the zone to get it in. It's like, do we not watch other teams and their strategies, things that work? Because our power play is pitiful, absolutely pitiful, and it has been. You know, I think this season, during the regular season, we stepped it up more than we had in the past few years, but now it's just non-existent. And I get you have another team pushing on you. I get you have another team with sticks and lanes, but you don't expect that? You don't game plan for that? I don't know, man. Maybe it's everything. Maybe it's the coaching and the players. There's some kind of disconnect or something, because we just look, other than that 10 minutes in that second period, like, we were doing that thing that I was talking about earlier. We had Colorado locked in. We had them to where they had to cough up the puck. We regained possession, and we just rammed it down their throat. for 10 minutes, but that's not enough to win a hockey game, dude. And I will admit there were some fluky goals. I'm not going to make excuses. It is what it is. That's part of hockey. That's how it's going to go sometimes. It is a 7-game series. Like, I'm hoping for one win. That's how low I am on this team right now. Can we just get one win? Hopefully it's at home. I don't know what we're doing. And I hope I'm wrong. Like I said, I hope I'm wrong. I see people online, they're like, oh yeah, Dallas is doing what Vegas did, and they're holding back some. It's like, Tyler Seguin ain't that guy. He's not that guy. Mark Stone is at least scoring goals in the playoffs when he comes back from his weak-ass spleen. You know what I mean? Like, Seguin ain't doing that, dude. He's lucky to get some shots on goal, and they're fucking weak. And it's not all on Seguin. It's not all his, but he's not it. Rantanen, like, what the fuck, dude? We spent all this money, and people are saying like we should have kept Stankoven. Our team chemistry was great. Then, I mean, let's be honest, dude. Like, he wouldn't have done shit either. Like, there's something off, man. Do we not practice defense? That's all I can think of, because it doesn't look like it, man. It doesn't look like we even give two shits about defense. It looks like we're pushing all of our D-men up to score so much that it leaves us vulnerable, and that's what keeps happening. And I don't know. We can't get our footing. So hopefully I didn't miss anybody for my picks. I think I got everybody. I'm going with the Kings over the Oilers. Yeah, I got everybody. But it's not looking good, man. I'm not excited. Game 2's tomorrow. I'm not super excited for it, but maybe we'll squeak out a win. You know what was a real telling sign for me? Was in that game 1 when we actually scored. It was 2-0, and we actually scored a goal to cut the deficit to only 1. The way we celebrated, not a good sign. We acted like we didn't expect to score. We acted like that was a miracle that we got one in. That's not good, bro. That is not good. We should, if we were that good, that confident team, we would brush it off and be like, all right, yeah, good one. Let's move on. The way we celebrated was as if we had the game-winning goal. It was a shock to everybody. And it's like, we should not be shocked about scoring goals in the fucking playoffs, man. What are we doing? Even DeBoer, back there on the bench, he looks shocked as hell. He's like, holy shit, that fucking worked? God. Oh, fucking hell. I don't know. I don't think there's a fix, man. I don't think there's a fix for us. We just, I've said it so much. The Jamie Benn captain era has to be over. He can't be on the third line, man. He's not a Sidney Crosby. He's not, Alexander Ovechkin, I doubt he's playing on the first line, but he ain't the last. He ain't the third. He might be on the second. But he's not comparative to Jamie Benn at all. Like, why are we hanging on to this guy? Thank you for what you've done. We appreciate everything. Congratulations on the 400 goals. Oh, wait, he hasn't reached it yet. He still hasn't reached it. I forgot. They took that last one back. I don't know, dude. The Jamie Benn, Tyler Seguin era has to be done here in Dallas. They're not the guys. Seguin is not what I thought he would be. He hasn't been. He might have done great during the regular season. He goes away during the playoffs. People are saying, oh, well, Robo's out. It's like, well, he hasn't done shit. Okay. Last year, he did pretty well. He did some things in those first couple of rounds. He disappeared after that, which it only gets harder the deeper you move into the playoffs. But Robo's not the savior, bro. Like, he's not going to save this team. I see Wyatt Johnston out there just trying to cram it in, trying anything. At least he's fucking there trying, dude. That's the kind of heart I want. That's leadership to me. I don't know. Jamie Benn era, the Tyler Seguin era, I'm ready for it to be done. DeBoer, I don't know. I could go either way. If he stays another season, let's see what happens. If he doesn't, who the hell are we going to get? And how many years is it going to take to implement his system into play? And like, come on, dude. This is just... What does Jim Nill have to say? He's getting us the pieces, supposedly. You know, I don't agree with everybody. Like, obviously, Sagan's like... Well, that might have been before him, actually. But, yeah, dude, I don't know. What does he have to say? It's like, dude, I'm giving you everything I can give you. It might not be the fucking Sidney Crosby, but damn, come on, dude. It's a team sport. I don't know, man. So, yeah, I am still watching playoffs, NHL playoffs. It is still a lot of fun. Like I said, that Winnipeg-St. Louis series, dude, that's on my radar, 100%. That got heated really quick. And I'm ready for game 2. But let's go Stars, man. I'm still a loyal fan. I might talk a lot of shit, but I still love my Stars. The reason I talk so much shit is because I want us to be great. I want us to reach that top tier. You know, I want us to fucking punch through, dude. Somebody said, and I didn't hear his after-game broadcast, but someone said they'd never heard Razor sound so defeated in a post-game broadcast, which is like super. I'm glad I didn't hear it. That's super sad to me. Even he's like, I mean, he's the ultimate. I mean, he'll shoot you straight, but he'll give you ways you can still win it, you know. And he's like, Jesus Christ, man, what can I keep saying? Like, we're just toast. I don't want to hear this bullshit. We're tired. Well, do we condition at all? Because there's a bunch of other teams who aren't tired, and they're going to go all the way and win it. And they might have been in the playoffs last season. You know, I misspoke last week. Detroit went to the playoffs 25 years in a row, and they won it 4 times in that span under 3 or 4 different coaches. I don't want it. Fuck, you're tired. You know, I don't want to hear that shit. That's such a cop-out. We're tired. Well, the players didn't say that. The fans are saying that of the players. And it's like, that's bullshit. That's such a horseshit opinion. They're tired. Well, then you don't want to win that bad. You know, what was the whole thing that with, to turn it to UFC, when Strickland, when he won the championship over Adesanya, what did he do to be sure he didn't gas out in a 5-round fight? He went 20 rounds. He went 25 rounds. He went above and beyond so he wouldn't gas out. And he looked fresh the whole damn fight. He looked fresh the whole fight because he was like, that's what I might lose the fight, but one thing I'm not going to do is gas out. And that's conditioning. Are we not conditioned? That would be a coach's fault. You know, absolutely. There's just no excuse. Being tired is not an excuse. If you're too tired to keep playing on, you don't deserve the cup. And you won't get the cup. You know? I'm not saying any of the players have said that. But if there are any players out there who have that in their mind that we're just tired, we've been in the playoffs so many years in a row, fuck you. Work harder. Work harder, man. That's all I can tell you is work harder. Make it to where 3 periods doesn't feel like shit. You need to be practicing for 12 periods. 12 20-minute periods. Sorry, I just bumped the mic. 12 20-minute periods if that's what it takes to get you the conditioning you need. Man, I'm just so sick of it. But anyways, like I said, with all that said, I am still a Stars fan. I will always be a Stars fan. I love my Dallas Stars. I don't love what's happening right now. And here's the good news, everybody. To end it on a silver lining. We still have a chance. We are in the playoffs. It's a 7-game series. You still have a chance. That's all I can say. Let's go ahead and finish these off. If you got them, drink them. Bottoms up. Cheers, everybody. All right. That's going to do it for me. I love you all. I will talk to you next week. Let's go, Stars. Let's get some wins. Don't drink and drive. Treat yourself to an Uber. Treat yourself to a Lyft. Treat yourself to a DoorDash. Treat yourself to an Uber Eats. There's so many options. Treat yourself to a Waymo if it's in your area. I love you all. I will talk to you next week. Bye.